Building in Barbados. In the event that you're not building from cash, you're going to need to get a loan. Below are a few documents that you need in order to establish a loan at the bank. Two forms of ID, usually a photo ID, passport, or driver's license. You're also going to need two recent pay slips, a job letter, proof of address, which would usually be a utility bill, whether that be in Barbados or outside of Barbados. You're also going to need a birth certificate. In addition, there could be a few more documents that would require you to have, as far as a health passport. In the final two bullets, you can also review some other stuff that would be imperative in you receiving your loan. How to build remotely in Barbados. First, you'll have to establish accounts with major building supply stores if applicable. In some cases, you may work out a contract with your contractor where he would just receive the money and he's responsible for acquiring everything. In other cases, you're paying cash and there are some things that you want to purchase and then just have him pay for labor costs. You can call a lot of these places, establishments, and inquire if purchases can be done remotely, meaning that you would not need to be physically present to make purchases. A lot of times there's an authorization form that you would have to fill out, have it signed, and have it resubmitted back to that establishment. At least one visit would be needed to get the ball rolling or to have the necessary documents signed. In some situations, some people have made transactions prior to COVID, so to continue the process would be a lot easier because it was already started prior to COVID 19. Very most important would be finding a reputable contractor with building accolades. Do a walkthrough with prior homes that he or she has built. Also, you're going to have to depend on word of mouth on their reputation. You're also going to want to sign a contract. In some cases, you just need a second person as proof of signature. Other people would prefer to have a lawyer, which can cost you a little more money to get done. As the construction phase begins, you would want to receive a weekly billing statement along with current pictures of the progress of work being done. Another helpful tool for building remotely would be if you can find a person that you can trust on the island that can somewhat oversee some of the progress and work that is needed to be done. You would want to use that person to conduct such businesses in the event of emergency situations. A good tool would be to organize accounts that would facilitate transfer of funds easily within the same bank. If possible, you can have documents signed giving power of attorney to your account to a close friend or family member that can make transactions on your account on your behalf in the event that money is needed to continue progress of that construction. There are some advantages to building remotely in 2020 into 2021. Number one is you can protect yourself and others from catching COVID 19. You can also save money on constant travel expense, continuous workflow, whether or not you are there. You'll have less headaches and worries of dealing with everyday building. You can save your vested vacation and excessive time out from work and making money. And there's also having a good rapport and trust with your contractor. Knowing that you have a contractor that you can trust and you have faith that will do the right thing in acquiring your dream is a great thing to have. There are some disadvantages of building remotely. One, there is a good possibility you can go over budget with not being physically there on site. You're dependent on all parties to be 100% compliant. Not being able to see the house being built in person, it takes away the joy of building the house, and you have limited oversight. You may also incur additional expense to have a second eye or an extra eye on site to oversee your project. And also, by not being there, it makes it harder to make changes as problems arise. How to save money in the construction phase. You can save money by buying a number of finishing items that can reduce the cost of your construction. In this slide, I have a list of items that you can usually find on sale or on clearance at Lowe's or at Home Depot that can be beneficial in bringing your costs down. For example, you have the kitchen and bathroom faucets, plumbing valves, lighting fixtures, electrical outlets, along with electrical switches and electrical covers. There's also shower faucets and shower drains. These are a few items that you can get that can really and significantly reduce your overall final cost of construction. There are a lot of people that are against shipping of towels, and the reason for that is you can find towels in Barbados at a reasonable price. What I found is that the towels that I see there at a reasonable price are slightly on the dated side. They are not as modern. And if you're looking for those really nice and fancy towels, you're going to be looking to pay anywhere around $5 to $6 a square foot to get a nice looking towels. Whereas up here, you could probably find a very nice tile for around 99 cents a square foot. In some cases, even less than that if you catch it on sale. And by catching it at that price under 99 cents a square foot, it may be beneficial to purchase your tiles here and ship them to Barbados. Uh, there are situations where it has been done and your overall cost runs you less than $3 a square foot per per tile, and that is one way it can be beneficial to you. But you don't have to take that route. One of the easiest things to do is to just spend a little extra money there and purchase your tiles from there. If you don't want the headache and want to stay within a moderate budget, you can just suck it up and purchase your tiles there in Barbados for around $3 a square foot. You may have to go a little over, but you should be able to find, or you might be able to find something that is decent looking for that amount. Things that you don't want to ship to Barbados. You can try as much as you want. You're not going to save any money there. It's going to be very hard. That would be windows, doors, furniture, meter panel and breaker panel. They run usually about the same price. So there's no benefit in shipping that down there. Also, paint doesn't make sense. You can get paint in Barbados at a reasonable price. They also use troll plaster. That's something that's not really a big ticket item up here in the US. And in some cases, it is beneficial to ship appliance That's usually if you're going for the ultra high end finish appliances. Below are a list of links that you can use if you want to get started and get more information. I myself, 2 years ago, reached out to Greenleaf Realty. My contact person was Carla Nels, and I highly recommend her if you do not want the headaches of dealing with a contractor. Uh, they are very well. The customer services are very helpful. She's a very young, pleasant young lady to speak to, and I was able to gather a lot of information from her. If you're just looking to purchase land at the time, you can also reach Roger Pell from Property Holdings Limited, and he himself is also very helpful and could give you good insight and direction in getting stuff done remotely.